Okay. Welcome everyone to this month's session of Studihub alumni webinar. We're so happy to have you all here. Please ensure your mics are muted so that we can enjoy this webinar and to avoid distraction and background noises. My name is Chejina Ebele and I'm the Community Manager of Studihub's Digital Academy. At Studihub Digital Academy, we train youth on premium digital skills. Skills like what? Graphics design, web development, data science, digital marketing. Now, there's a special offer for you all for as many persons that registered for this webinar and also those present here today. We're going to make available the masterclass of these courses I just mentioned. We're going to make them available to you. Please do check the comment section to find out more about us and also study more. Networking is a very powerful tool. Do you know that the connections you make today, the amount of connections you make today, can allow you get access to so many opportunities you may not have been able to get on your own. We're going to be joining Mr. Paul Okoduwa. Now, Mr. Paul Okoduwa is a very passionate learner. He's a development coach and also an outstanding communication and marketing expert. Mr. Paul is going to, through his years of experience, he's going to show us interesting things and give us insights to what networking is all about and how we can start our first conversation. So we hand over the mic to you, Mr. Paul, to carry on from here.
Hi, good afternoon, Jessica. So awesome to be here. I'm so happy that I'll be presenting today. I want to say a big thank you and good morning good afternoon to everybody who's here. So like Jessica said, today we're going to be talking about communication and I'm going to be sharing my screen if you don't mind. So I'm going to share my screen now. So can you see my screen, Jessica?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. So we move. So like Jessica said, please ensure to turn off your mic and leave your questions in the comment section if you have any. So I wouldn't want to introduce myself all over again. So you can always follow me on social media at Paul Okoduwa on LinkedIn and also on Twitter. So today we're going to be talking about how to start your first conversation. Communication is very important. Communication is the bedrock at which everything that we own and everything that we do is built. If we can't communicate, if we can, just like a child who cannot talk, everyone seems the child is dead. Same thing. If we cannot communicate with each other or we cannot communicate with those around us, we can't really say that we're alive. So communication is the way we do everything. We add building blocks into our life and we just do so many things. We meet new people, close new businesses, close new deals, and we're all excited about it. So we're going to learn today how to start up our first conversation. Most of the time, it's very jittery. We feel very...
Sorry. Mr. Paul, your screen is showing just the first slide.
Yeah, I know. Like starting the conversation, right? That's the first thing.
No. Just showing the alumni network logo.
Wow.
So yes. So you can just change.
Is it going on?
Okay, no.
Is it better?
No, it's just the alumni network logo it's showing. So others can follow through.
I don't know why, but I think it's what I'm seeing on my screen is starting your first conversation. But I just wonder
what can you present your screen again?
Okay, no problem. That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
So can you see the full screen now? The whole PowerPoint screen now?
Yes, I can.
So I'm going to present it now.
Yep.
So is it moving? Can you
No.
see the next slide?
Okay, I can see the next slide. Please
So can you
let
see
me
the next
know
slide?
if. Okay, yes, I can. I can.
The next one?
Okay, yes, it's just.
Okay. So we're getting started. Can you see that, Jessica?
Okay, it's just your slide is just showing talking to strangers. And I think Erifa just said now that he can't see your slide.
Wow, I am so surprised. I am really, really surprised that you can see it. I can see it on my screen here. I am surprised that you can see it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Just one
Can you
more time. Okay. Yes, it's changing now. Please, Erifa, can you see his screen?
I
You can
can
just.
only see. I'm just seeing I'm just seeing you. I can't see the screen.
Okay. He's presenting. He's presenting. So you can on your phone, you can you can just tap on. You can tap on the other Paul Okoduwa so you can see it. I don't know if
Okay,
yeah,
okay. Okay,
yeah.
let me try it.
There are two Paul Okoduwa. There's one he's using to present and there's another.
Okay, let me check.
Okay. All right. And so we can move on.
Okay, so now that everything is all right, so we're talking about communication today, how to start your first conversation. So think about it, like just like what it's saying, it's a conversation. You're not just going there for a public speech where you get to talk to yourself. So it's a conversation. That means it's a two-way thing. So you talk. If I want to start a conversation with Jennifer, it means I'm going to talk to Jennifer, and Jennifer is going to talk back at me. I'm going to talk to her, and she's going to talk back at me. So it's not like a one-way street. You're not like somebody who's driving in a very long street and you're just going forward. But what conversation is I'm going to contribute. Say I ask you, where are you from? Then definitely you're going to tell me, maybe I'm from Nigeria, maybe you're from Ghana. And then maybe I'm going to ask you again, like, what do you think about Ghana? So you see, we're going to different sides. But before you get started, there's something that you definitely have to know. First, you really have to know that everyone is scared. Everyone is. I am scared. I'm scared of the next person. You know, so those times when you're going home at night and somebody's on the way and you feel like the person is going to take your phone. So the funny thing is that you're not the only one who's scared of the other person. That person is scared of you too, because you've never seen the person before. You all are in darkness. The person doesn't know if you're more powerful, and you don't know either if the other person is more powerful than you, but you're just moving towards him, and he himself is moving towards you. So most of the time, who wins is who has the greatest fear. So if I'm scared, if the other person who you're going to meet, who you see on the way, is scared, then you overpower him. If the other person is scared, then the person is going to overpower you. The same thing. That's the same way communication works. Everyone is scared. I'm scared to talk to you. You are scared to talk to me. Everyone is just scared to talk to each other. So you're not the only one who's scared. So you just have to have it at the back of your mind. And everyone is scared to make the first conversation. Irrespective of how good that person is, irrespective of how fluent the person is, irrespective of the person's position. Even your boss is scared to talk to you because he doesn't know how you will feel, he doesn't know how you will react, he doesn't know what you're going to think about it. So before he makes a decision and calls you into his office, most of the time, he's scared to talk to you too. So you have to have it at the back of your mind that, hey, I'm going to talk to somebody, I am scared, but I'm still going to talk to that person. Next, you have to understand that it is only one you. You are as special as you tell yourself you are. You're special. No one has your ability. No one can talk the way you talk. No one can do the things you do. For example, you're a web designer. You learned how to design websites from Studihub. No one can design the website the way you can. If we all write different codes, I used to be a web developer myself. If we all write, we all design a website, we are going to write it differently. I love padding. You might say I love margin. You might say I love white spaces differently. So that means it is only one you. If your name is John, I might be bearing John, but we are all different. So you have to understand that when people are meeting you, it's a privilege for them to meet you. It is not just one way around. Irrespective of how big or the position the person is, it's just as a privilege for that person to meet you and you meeting the other person. Just like the other person is important in his own right, you too personally, you're also important in your own right. So there's no point, there's no reason for you to feel jittery, there's no reason for you to feel intimidated even when you're meeting somebody in a very high position. Think about it. When the person got to that position where the person is, maybe the person might be your boss, might be the governor, might be anyone. It took them a lot of time. It took them a lot of time for them to get to where they are now. So just turn the table around and say, hey, my name is Jennifer, and if I'm given that same time and I'm given that same opportunity, definitely I'm going to be where that person is, or even more. So you have to understand that development takes time. Getting to becoming wealthy or getting to a position of your choice, it takes time. And while you're going to that place, you just enjoy the ride and know that you're very unique. It's a privilege for people to meet you. You're very awesome in what you do. If you're a graphic designer, you're super awesome. You're a data scientist. No one can query data just like you do. Besides, querying data is really hard job. It really takes a lot of sense and a lot of dedication for you to do what you do. And also, thirdly, before you get into a conversation from a point of likeness. People like me. It's very important. Knowing that people like you and telling yourself that people like you can shoot up your confidence astronomically. If you go into a conversation thinking that you're feeling you're less of yourself, feeling you're below par with the other person, you will not even be able to give the other person a good handshake. You will be all sweaty, your palms will be sweaty, your hand will be shaking, and you will feel very intimidated. But if you go into a conversation saying, hey, my name is John and I like myself, irrespective of the way this other person is going to talk to me, irrespective of the result I'm going to get, irrespective of how it's going to look like at the end of this conversation, I like myself. So you have to go into a conversation knowing that you like yourself, you're different, you're different from other people, you're creative. So you have to think about all the good things you know about yourself, all the beautiful things you know you can do, and all your abilities, and bring that same feeling into the conversation you are having. So don't forget, you can always leave your questions in the chat section. Always leave your questions in the chat section, and when we are done, I and Jennifer will go through the questions together and answer you. So we're moving forward. So this is a very, very amazing quote from somebody I do not know. It says, talk about other people and I will say you're bald. Talk about yourself and I will call you self-centered. Talk about me and I will love you forever. A statistic was done about the way people talk on the phone. The word they say the most. Guess the word they say the most. They say I. That's the word people say the most. Take yourself as an example. When somebody call you and say, how are you? The next thing you say, I am fine. And after that, you want to talk about yourself. You're always talking about yourself all the time. You talk less about other people and you talk about yourself all the time. Why? Because naturally, you're kind of self-centered. I mean, not self-centered in a bad way, but because you care more about yourself than you care more about me. If someone shoots your neighbor with a gun and there's a knife inside your leg, you would want to remove the knife first. You would want to remove the knife first before helping your neighbor who was shot with a gun. The same thing happens. So people like to talk about themselves. People like themselves. People want you to talk about them. Every time you go away and start talking about other people, people call you a gossip and they say you're bald. You're a very boring guy or you're a very boring girl. But when you talk about yourself and talk about all the things you've achieved, people say you're self-centered. People say you're so full of yourself, you like yourself too much. But when you talk about other people, that conversation can last for a very, very long time. You can spend 4 hours talking about me. Because you're talking about me, I enjoy it. Because you're talking about me, not just me, that means you want to find out about me. You're so curious about me. You're so curious at finding out where Paul works, how he's doing his job, what he's learning, how he's learning those things or he's learning. Because you're so curious about me, I want to keep on talking about myself. So the more I talk about myself, the more I want to be your friend and the more I want to talk to you more. So it's a very good thing to practice. Next time you're on the phone with somebody, spend a lot of time talking about the other person. And you will see that your relationship with that person would increase gradually. That person will want to talk to you. The person will want to be close to you. The person will want to talk to you all the time. Why? Because you're just talking to her. You're talking to him or her. So it's very great and it's a very good way for you to start a lot of conversation and to keep your conversation going for a very, very long time. So how do you talk to strangers? Most of the time, when you want to develop websites for people, hey, hello. I think if your network is on, if your speaker is on, please switch it off. Mute yourself if it's on to avoid the noise. Please mute yourself if it's on to avoid the noise. Hello, Jessica. Are you experiencing the noise too?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So are we going? So the first thing about
Yes.
Okay. Now we're good. Now it stopped now. So when you're talking, everybody we are going to meet, every friend we are going to meet, they were once strangers before they become friends. So if you don't have, if you're going to seek for a new job, you're going for a contract, everyone around you at that time, they're all strangers, except you've met them before. But if you have never met them before, they are all strangers to you. So how do you talk to these people? The first thing is the first word floodgate. It's called the first word floodgate because you have to say something. It's very important that you say something to people to get them talking. A very easy way to get people talking is to compliment them. Say something good about them. I like it when you tell me a few weeks ago, someone telling me, "Wow, Paul, you are so fine." Trust me, I thought that word kept on ringing in my ear from morning to evening because I work indoors, and a lot of people don't tell me all that except my family. So they say, "Hey, Paul, you're looking very good today." It looks so nice to me. I mean, I really appreciated the fact that someone took time to compliment me. The same thing also. The same thing also, when you take time to compliment other people, when you take time to say good things to other people, they really want to talk to you. They really want to have a communication with you. It doesn't matter who that person is. It might be your boss. It might be someone you're looking forward to getting contract with. Imagine you walk into an office and the person is a CEO. You walk into the office and you're looking for, maybe you want to query data for the person, or you want to design the person's UI UX. You talk to the person and you say, "Wow," maybe you get into the person's office and you say, "I like the picture on the wall." "Wow, I like the picture on the wall." Is that your family? Is that your wife? Is that your daughter? Is that your child? It might be a simple newspaper on the desk. You might just be saying, "Wow, do you read newspaper? I like people who read newspapers." Those are just compliments. And what you've done is that you increase my interest in talking about something. So it's the compliment is the easiest way for you to start a conversation. So some way you can also do so when you meet somebody for the first time, you can say, "Hello," put your name in there. "My name is James," or "Hello, it's such a pleasure to meet you." Give the person a simple, not too tight a grip handshake, especially if you're a lady. As a lady, you don't really give such a grip handshake. Then you could say your name alongside, and you could say, "What do you think about something?" Asking for people's opinion is one of the best ways for you to keep me talking. So if you ask for my opinion about COVID-19, I really want to tell you a lot of things about COVID-19. I want to tell you all I know. I want to tell you the things, what I think about it. I want to tell you a lot of things. So if you go to an event, you go to an event and the speaker just finished talking and you want to go straight to someone, a good way for you to do that is to just ask about something that happened in the event. Maybe you can talk about the small chops, you can talk about the drink, you can say the food is tasty, you can talk about the dress of the speaker, you can talk about a point the speaker made. Just talk about something that you both saw, that you both had, and you both are seeing. It's a good way for you to start talking to that other person. So another way you can go with, you can say, I love your question earlier today, especially if the person is a speaker. So I and Jennifer, we were talking about this yesterday, and she said, most of the time, lots of us, we go for a networking event and we want to talk to the speaker because we feel we want to be in that shoe, we want to be where they are. So we want to talk to the speaker and we want to engage them after the event. An easy way for you. Okay. I'm on the call. I'm on the call. Go. Thank you. Hello, can you hear me? Sorry, my nephew just came in. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, my screen is not changing. No, I'm not changing the screen yet, so that's fine. So you could say now I spoke to, say Jessica spoke in an event and I want to talk to her. I could say, hey, I love the question. I love what you talked about earlier today. And do you think you could throw more light on it? Do you think I can learn more? Do you think we can do this? Do you think we can do that? So it's an easy way for asking about what happened in an event or asking about common ground during an event is an easy way for you to speak, for you to kick up communication with someone who is a moderator or who is a guest speaker in an event. So next, a good way for you to talk for interpersonal talk is to just skip the small talk. Small talk are those times where you get to talk about the weather, you get to talk about the sunshine, you get to talk about the weather, you talk about sunshine, talk about what the person is wearing, but you might really want to get really personal. You get really personal. You want to ask about, you could ask about something that's going on in my life. You can ask about my job. Job is very personal to other people. You can ask about my job. You can ask about my family. You can ask about my kids if the person is a bit elderly. So you can talk about a whole lot of things that are personal. So if you skip the small talk, there's a tendency that you're going to go a lot more deeper. There's a tendency that you can go so deeper in your communication with me if you skip the small talk. Like skip talking about the headphone the person is wearing. That's a good conversational starter. Skip talking about how you like the person's dress. But you can talk about things that are very, very personal. Like think about it. Like say you've started a conversation about data science. You went to a data science networking event and you've started a conversation talking about data science. So you can move up the ladder. You can move up the ladder of the communication and talk about how this other person is applying data science in his business. So because it's his business, so he wants to talk really more about his business. So that's getting personal. That's really getting personal. You can talk about the person's journey from being a data science rookie to being an advanced data science practitioner. So that's a journey. So that kind of a talk can last for 30 minutes. It can last for 20 minutes. It can last for a very long time. Then next, you really want to find out what you both have in common. So you want to find out, what do you guys have in common? What of all the things you guys have been talking about, what's that thing that you think you guys can find a common bond from? If I love data science and you love data science, then there is a very good common ground. There's a very good common ground for both of us, considering that we love data science. If I love UI UX design, say I have learned UI UX from Studihub, and some other person has learned UI UX from another academy entirely, then there's a very high chance that we want to grow up. There's a very, very high chance that we want to learn more about UI UX. So we can find that common ground and talk about UI UX forever. Talk about the latest trend, talk about the good things that's happening in UI UX, talking about how machine learning is drawing UI, talking about how UI is important. So we can keep on talking about that things that we have in common, and we can talk about it the whole day. And at the end of the day, we really feel like when we talk about things in common with other people, it makes them feel that we have known them for a very long time. It just gives us this thinking that this is someone that we can confide in. This is someone who understands me. This is someone who knows where I'm going. And the person just want to keep on talking to you. The person wants to have your phone number. The person wants to have you understand that, hey, I don't see this kind of person every day who has something in common with me. I think I should have this person's phone number, this person's email, so we can talk a whole lot more. Last, pay unique compliment. Use compliment don't use it very sparingly. Use it as much as possible when you're discussing with people, but it should be very unique. Say we're going back and I'm meeting Jessica. I'm meeting Jessica for the first time. I could say, if I tell her, Jessica, I love the way you look, it's not unique at all. But think about if Jessica was wearing a red dress and there is blue stripes on the side, and she was putting on a red shoe or maybe a white shoe. I don't know. Sorry, maybe a white shoe or something. I could say, Jessica, I love the way the shoe fits your red dress, and also I like the stripes on the side. So the reason why that compliment is unique is because I noticed what she's wearing. I noticed everything that she's putting on, and I am just telling her about it. I'm not trying to be random and come on and say, I like your hair, I like your shirt. No. If I want to say to somebody, I like your shirt, I could say, I could just see what's special about the shirt. I could say, I like the flower and also the large collar. I like the way the stripes is passing over the shirt. So I want to tell the person that I am observing what the person is wearing, and what the person is wearing is also unique. And also, as the conversation gets longer and longer, when I notice the person achieves something in a particular place, or when I feel this person is so good at this particular stuff, I could say, hey, I love what you're doing with data science. I love the fact that you've been in UI UX design for a very long time. I love the fact that you've been doing digital marketing and helping business grow for a very long time. What you're doing is so nice. So I want to keep on telling the person. This will keep the person talking. This will keep the person talking. This will keep the person talking for a very, very long time. And as you move forward down the discussion, to spice it up, there are sometimes when the discussion is going to go on the low, but to spice it up, to keep me talking, just ask for my opinion. The common way to ask for someone's opinion is, Jessica, what do you think about X? If we are both talking about digital marketing, I could say, Jessica, what do you think about TikTok? Jessica, what do you think about the new Apple about Apple wanting to build a search engine? Do you think it's going to affect advertisement? Hello, Jessica, what do you think about the high cost of running Facebook ads at this point in time? So you see, I'm asking for your opinion, and that is really going to make you talk. It is really going to tell you that someone really appreciates me, someone really deemed it fit, and I'm very knowledgeable to ask for my opinion. So don't forget, as we go on, you can always leave your questions. If anything I'm saying is not so clear to you, and you have questions, or there's some scenario that you want us to work through together, leave it on the chat section, and we will go through it together. Jennifer and I will go through it together at the end of the class. So we're moving forward.
Sorry.
The next,
please, can you all see the screen? Please let me know if you can see the screen. Okay, all right. You can go on.
Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can go on. You can go on.
Okay, if at any point in time they're not seeing the screen, do let me know. Maybe you can present yours, so I'll just talk. So After starting up a conversation and after you've been able to speak with this person, after you get the person talking, a good aspect of communicating with anybody is listening. So think about this. We have one mouth and we have two ears. That means we will listen to someone twice we will listen to we will listen to someone twice and talk only once. So for every two times you want to talk, you will listen four times. For every one time you want to talk, you will listen twice. That's the only thing that keeps the communication going. Why? Because you are listening. A good way to listen is this: you will receive what the person is saying. Don't go into a conversation trying to be biased. Don't go into a conversation with a made up mind. Go into a conversation with an open mind. It doesn't matter if the person is a Christian or not, and you're a Christian, you believe in God. It doesn't matter if the person is an atheist, does not believe in what you believe. Just go with an open mind, not trying to convince anybody to do anything. If you go with a made-up mind, you will not be able to get a good hold of the discussion. You will not be able to learn more from that person. You will not be able to understand what the person is saying. Why? Because you've made up your mind already. No one can add water to a cup that is full. People can only add water to a cup that is empty. So you have to go into every new conversation empty, as if you do not know anything, knowing that you want to know the best and you want to learn a whole lot more from the new person that you're listening. That will enable you to receive what the person is saying. That will enable you to learn. That will enable you to add more value to your own self. Because think about it, you know a lot about yourself. You know about your opinion already. So there's no point trying to argue your opinion with another person. In all you do as you're receiving the person's communication and you're listening, don't get into an argument with anybody, because it only builds resentment. It only builds hate, and nobody wins. Have you ever won an argument before? No. You only think you won because the other person gave up. The other person just went home unsatisfied. Don't argue with anybody, no matter how you try. If it turns into an argument, just tell the person, "Wow, I am so sorry. You're right. You're right. Oh wow, why didn't I think about it like this? Why didn't I think about it the way you thought about it? I am so sorry. You're right." Yeah, that's the best way to do it. You're so right. That's the best way to build a website. That's the best way to run a Google Ads. That's the best way to query a database. Just tell the person you are right. So you don't want to get into a heated argument. Trust me, the person is going to hate you for it. It doesn't matter who the person is. As long as you're meeting the person for the first time, you're getting to the person's office for the first time, don't get in an argument, even now, first time, second time, third time, anytime, because nobody wins from it. Next, after receiving what the person is saying with an open mind, appreciate the person. Appreciate the person. Hey, thank you so much for talking to me today. I am so grateful. Thank you so much for taking time out to talk to me today. I am grateful. Thank you. This is happening during the discussion. As you're having a discussion, especially when the person is someone who's higher in authority, especially when the person is high, when the person is where you are aspiring to be, just appreciate the person inside the conversation as it goes on. Appreciate the person. Hey, thank you so much for looking forward to talking to me. Thank you so much for taking time out to talk to me. Thank you so much for taking time out to discuss business with me. I am so grateful. I know your time is very important to you. I am so grateful you're talking to me right now. So to get the person, to spice everything up, to spice it up more, summarize. Say we have been speaking about digital marketing, Facebook marketing for a very long time. So now I want to summarize. So I want to say, Jessica has been teaching me about digital marketing for a long time, and she's the expert in this, and she's the one whom I need her help. So I'm going to say, so Jessica, you mean before I run a Facebook advertisement, I will have to look for the target audience first? Is that what you're saying? So I'm trying to summarize all the things she has said about Facebook advertisement. You know what that means? That means I am listening. It tells the person that I appreciate what the person is saying, and I am listening to whatever the person is saying, and it gives the person the confidence to talk a whole lot more. Next, after summarizing, after receiving, appreciating, summarizing, the next thing you want to do, ask questions. Ask as many questions as possible. Ask a lot of questions. If time permits you, ask a lot of questions. If time doesn't, yeah, just make it few. But if time permits you, ask a lot of questions. The reason why the reason why you ask questions is to tell the other person that you are teachable. It's to tell the other person. If I'm asking Jessica a lot of questions, it tells Jessica that I am curious, I am a young person who's curious, and I'm a young person who's teachable, who's willing to learn. Advice is something that you get freely. You don't pay for it. If you ask me for money, I might say I do not have. But if you ask me for advice, what's the advice? You're asking question. If you ask me for advice, if you seek my opinion, I'm willing to give it to you free of charge. And mind you, questions is worth more than money, especially as a young person, who is into data science, UI, UX, digital marketing. Question is worth a lot more than money. Be joyful. Be very joyful. Be very joyful. Don't talk to somebody with a blocked mind. Don't talk to somebody as like someone who's not happy. Be very joyful as you talk to me. Stay excited. Say you're very excited. Say you're very excited to. Say you're very excited to be talking to me. Say I would have to show Jessica that I am so excited to be talking to her. I am so excited to be speaking to her today. The more excited I am, the more she wants to listen to me too. The more she wants to speak to me. The more energy, the more we are just radiating. The more rapport we will have when I'm very, very excited. So don't forget, if you have any question, leave it on the chat section, and we'll answer it together. So if you're following me and you're getting what I'm saying so far, leave a yes in the chat section. If you've learned something new about how to receive, how to appreciate someone, how to summarize the conversation, how to ask questions, how to be joyful, just leave a yes in the chat section, and I'll know that you're following. So I'm moving to the next phase. So remember, the first part of it was that we started with talking. The next part, we started with listening, and we're now on to exiting the conversation. So when we are done with speaking, we're done with starting the conversation. We're done with listening to the person. The next thing we want to do, we want to go about our business. We want to go home. We want to go somewhere else. Say we met the person in the cafe. We met the person in the bank. We met the new person in the office. Every conversation have the opener, the discussion, and the closure. So now we have opened with a very good smile. Now we have discussed. Now it's time for us to close. But remember, the reason why you started the conversation is to get something back. Apart from advice, you want to get the person's contact. You want to get the person's contact. If you do not have the person's contact, there is no way for you to continue the conversation. It's impossible. So you get the person's contact, and it's very, very important. How do you ask for the person's contact? Don't ask for the person's contact when the conversation is on the low. The person will give it to you, but the person will not feel good about it. Ask for the person's contact when the conversation is on the high, when you guys are all very excited. Say I'm talking to Jessica and I want to ask about her. I want to ask for her contact. I wouldn't just go about asking for her contact when we don't have rapport, when we're not really talking to each other, when we're just staring on each other's eyes and when we're just there. But those parts where we are very, very excited, I'm saying, wow, Jessica, you're doing so great. Wow, I love your view on digital marketing. I love your view on community building. Wow, it's so wonderful. Then I just come in and I say, hey, Jessica, I really want to continue this conversation, but I really want to do this. I really want to continue this conversation. Do you mind? How about we chat on WhatsApp? How about we talk? I have your email address so we can keep talking. How about I have your Twitter handle so we can keep talking? I mean, it's been so exciting talking to you. I really want to go forward. I really want to continue talking to you. Can I have your phone number? Can I have your email address? Because if you keep on talking to people all the time without, looking for a way to reach out to them, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. You will just keep on wasting your time. You'll just keep on wasting your time a whole lot. So after taking the person's phone number, the person's contact, you want to leave on a very high note. Don't leave when the conversation is low. I repeat, don't leave when the conversation is low. Find a way to bring the conversation to a very high pitch, to a very high level before leaving. Ask for their opinion again. Ask for their opinion again. Ask a question again. Ask for help all over again. Ask for something. Make them talk. Make them talk. At that point when they are talking, at that point when they are really excited, that is when you would say, hey, thank you very much. Now you're complimenting. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you. I want to say a big thank you for talking to me today, but I have to go. I have to catch up with my friend Jessica. I have to catch up with my friend Desmond. I have to catch up with with someone else. Hey, there's someone in the corner I want to speak with. If you're in an event and you don't, one favorite way for you to leave a discussion in an event, say you want to use the restroom. Say I want to use the comfort room. I want to use the comfort section. I want to use the restroom. I want to use the, if you're a lady, it's quite easy. Say, hey, excuse me, I want to use the ladies. It's a very easy way for you to exit the conversation if you can't think of any other way to leave. Just say I want to use the ladies. Say, hey, I think I want to, maybe your phone rings. Say, please excuse me, I have to take this call. But you've done everything you want to do. You've taken the person's phone. You've asked for a meeting now. So that's the way to leave a conversation. So if you're excited about learning about how to exit a conversation, leave a yes in the chat box, and I'll know you are listening to me and you're very excited about it. So now that we know that we'll start a conversation, we will go through it, we will exit. So then this is some examples, some ways for you to leave a conversation. See, I'm talking to Jennifer now. I would say, hi. It was great, Jennifer. I do need to catch up with my friend Jessica at the mall. I will keep in touch, and hopefully we will have a drink soon. So it was great talking to you. Now I complimented her, saying that it was great talking to her. Then I gave her an excuse why I have to leave. So I have to catch up with Jessica at the mall. I will keep in touch, and hopefully we will talk soon. Maybe I met the person in the fast food. So I could say, hey, I just rushed in here to have dinner. I would love to discuss more about your website design project for Studihub. Do expect my mail tonight. So I've collected the person's mail. I've talked about what the person wants. So I'm just telling the person, hey, it was great talking to you. The reason why I'm leaving is because I rushed here for a cup of drink. I'm going to talk about your project later, your web design project with Studihub, and do expect my mail later. So now the phone call scenario. So I need to attend to a phone call now. I would appreciate, we'll definitely catch up again. Meanwhile, I would love your thoughts about my new website design project. So I'm leaving, I'm not just leaving for leaving's sake, but I'm telling the person that I'm going to talk to you again. I'm making the person very expectant, knowing that I'm going to talk to the person all over again. So we have a few minutes left. So if you have questions, leave it on the chat box, and we will be glad to attend to it. So I'm saying, if you look at the example, say the example goes with a request. Say, I am so excited that I have spoken to you. Then the reason why I want to leave is because I want to talk to somebody, and this is what we are going to do later. This is what I'm going to discuss with you later. So don't just close the discussion just like that. You have to close it, making the person expect something more, making the person know that, hey, I am leaving the conversation. I'm not just leaving, but there's something else we're going to do together in the future. So we'll go forward. Then after exiting the conversation, the next point is the follow-up. This is where you're going to spend a whole lot of your time. Following up. Following up is a lot of work. I mean, you have like 5,000 people to chat up with on your WhatsApp. You have like 200 persons on Facebook. You have a whole lot more on Instagram. But you have to follow up with people. Those persons who are important to your life and those persons who you think they're going to move your career forward, you have to follow them up. If you meet me on Saturday and you don't talk to me for the next 1 month, if I see you again, we will look like total strangers. But if I meet you on Saturday and within the next week, you call me up, you send me a mail, and you just talk to me again, then I will want to communicate with you a lot more. So some easy way for you to follow up is you can give me a card. You can ask me out for dinner, a friendly dinner, maybe not a date actually, just a friendly dinner so we can talk more. We can go for a walk together if we live in the same neighborhood. Then I can call you up to work on a project with me. I can send you an email once in a while. I can just call you up randomly and ask for your opinion. I could say, hey, hi, Jennifer, I am Jessica. I am designing this. I am working on this UI UX design, and I really do not know the color to apply here. I really do not know how to blend. I really do not know how to use my transparency. I really do not know how to do this and how to do that. So if I asking for people's opinion is a very good way for you to restart or start up the discussion that you get from where you left off the last time. So also another way we can share knowledge. I can find something on the internet which I think you'll be interested in and just share it up with you. It's another way to tell someone that, hey, I am alive. I am not dead yet. I'm alive. I still think about you. I respect the discussion we have, and I'm looking forward to having more discussions with you in the future. Another way is for you guys to start up a business. People communicate. Some of the best people I have done business with, I met some of them inside the car. I met some of them in a fast food. I met some of them at the movies. I met some of them in a seminar, in a networking event. My current business partner is all the way in Jos. I met him in a WhatsApp group. I have not seen him before, and we're working on a very, very big project together. He has never seen me before. I have never seen him before. But because we were able to form that rapport and we were able to talk, we were able to do a lot of things together. So now we are working on a very, very good project that will be launching very soon. But so you see, anything and everything can start up from a very, very simple conversation. But after doing all those work of talking to the person, exiting the conversation, collecting the person's phone number, this is where the work is, following up. Find a way to follow up. Find a way to call. Find a way to go see a movies together. Find a way to go leave an email. Maybe once in a month. Maybe once in 2 weeks. Put it on your schedule. Add it to your add it to your calendar. Write it and say, hey, today by 12 o'clock, I'm going to send James an email. I'm going to check up on it. People really appreciate all these things. They might not reply, especially if the person is somebody of high echelon. They might not reply. They might not do anything, but they know that you're sending it. They know your emails are coming. And do make sure, if you don't follow up, everything you've done up to this level is a waste. I mean, when I mean a waste, it's a very, very big waste. So try to follow up as much as you can. You might not be able to follow 100 persons at a time, but at least you can start with following one person. You can follow 2, you can follow 3, you can follow 4, you can follow 5. You can follow as many as your power can carry, as your time allows you to, but do make sure that you follow up. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now it's time for Q&A. So I'm just gonna add this tip. I'm just gonna add this tip. When you're meeting someone for the first time, maybe inside a taxi, a good way is a simple introduction. Hi, my name is Jessica. It's such a pleasure to meet you. We said that before. So another thing, you can ask for direction. You might not need the direction. You don't have to need it. Just ask for it. Hello, my name is Jessica. I am going to Lagos. Do you know how I can get there? You don't have to be going to Lagos. Just ask the person. Just ask a question. Ask for direction. Ask for anything. Maybe you're visiting Lagos for the first time, or maybe you're visiting a particular city for the first time. You went to use maybe the fast food. You can just walk in, buy something, sit on a table. Ask somebody if you can sit with them and just say, hey, this is the first time in my city. You're just being truthful. Just be truthful to yourself. This is the first time in my city. I do not have any friends yet. I'm just looking for. I'm still finding it difficult to go around the city. People are really, really nice when you ask for help. And lastly, you can also take it as a challenge too. Take it as a challenge to talk to one person every day, to meet somebody new. Get out of your house once in a day, and just walk out. Go to the nearest fast food, go to the nearest movie theater, just go anywhere. Go to the church, just go anywhere and just make up your mind that today I'm going to talk to somebody. It is only when you practice, that's the only way you'll be perfect. If you've learned all this, you've learned how to listen, you've learned how to kick off a discussion, you've learned how to exit, and now you've learned how to do simple instruction, you've learned how to follow up. So you've learned how to follow up. If you do not practice, if you do not put it into practice, there is no way you would get good at it. So yeah, that's it. So I'm supposed to say thank you so much for listening to me. I'm super grateful. Thank you. So I'm going to stop sharing now. And I and Jessica, we're just going to do a very quick one. We're going to do a very quick one, and I'm going to assume that I want to stop presenting. So I'm going to assume that I met Jessica so I'm looking for a way to stop presenting. So Jessica, you're presenting now, right? Are you the one presenting now?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes, I am. I'm the one presenting.
Okay. So I'm gonna assume
Yeah.
that I'm gonna assume that I met I'm gonna assume that I met Jessica in one of the study hub, one of the study hub class. So probably I was taking the data analysis course, I was taking the web development course, or the graphic design course, or digital marketing course. Which there's a link below to register. You can also chat up with them on WhatsApp. So I'm going to assume that I'm taking one of this course, and I just met her there, and we want to have a conversation with each other. So Jessica, are you ready?
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the one who's a student, and Jessica is the one who's the expert. So she has thought about digital marketing. Let's just say Facebook marketing, for example. And I want to learn more. I want to learn more about Facebook marketing, and I love the way she talked, and I really want to keep our conversation going. So Jessica, you just finished talking now, so you're done with the classes. I want to talk to you now. Are we good?
Okay, we are good. Let's start.
Okay, so what's the way we are going to go from the beginning to the end? So the first one we said was the word floodgate. That's the first one. So I'm going to compliment Jessica with whatever I think she's wearing. So today she's wearing the Study Hub t-shirt. So I'm going to say, "Hi, Jessica. My name is Paul. It's such a pleasure to meet you. How are you doing?"
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine, thank you.
I love the t-shirt you're wearing. It's so beautiful. You know, the name Study Hub. How did you even come up with that?
Oh, study. Well, we based on the goal we have for young people today. We want a lot of young persons to get access to, first of all, to learning materials, and also we want to train these young people on various digital skills. So altogether, we just combined everything and just that's how we brought the name Study Hub. Study Hub. So
Okay, okay. Like you have
platform for learning.
oh,
Platform for learning. Yeah.
okay. So now I've got Jessica to talk. Now she's talking. Now she's talking about her own self. So you see, I'm not talking about myself now. She's talking about her own self. So to show that I'm listening now, I want to summarize whatever she has said. So you mean the study hub is a combination between study and the platform, right?
Yeah.
So while you were talking, so I want to talk about herself. I'm still talking about her now. When we were talking earlier, you were teaching about Facebook marketing, and you talked about the idea of choosing the right audience. So I've been running Facebook marketing for a while now, and I've been having problems choosing the right audience for myself. Do you think it's something that?
Sorry.
So
Okay, I didn't get.
I've been running Facebook marketing for a couple of weeks now, and I've not been really successful. So do you think it's something that you can just, maybe just, throw more light on as the reason why I've not been successful running my own Facebook advertisement?
Okay, I guess it's based on your target audience. So what are your target audience? Who are your target audience?
So I'm looking for people. I'm looking at targeting women who are pregnant because what I'm selling, their diaper. I said diapers. So I'm looking forward to targeting women who either have a baby or they are soon to give birth.
Okay, so I guess what you can do is you should try and focus more on this specific type of persons. So when you are doing your ads, when you are running your ads, it will be more focused on them, and so you won't have to waste so much money on ads that leads nowhere. So I think you should focus more on your target audience, on those people, since that's what you sell. Those are diapers are your product now, right?
Absolutely, yeah, there.
Okay.
So you see, so we're going. We just keep on talking about what Jennifer does and what she does and what she can do, and now I I will keep on building on whatever she's going to say. So I'm not generating any new discussion. I'm not generating anything new. So now she's asking me about my target audience is diaper. So I might ask her, how do you think I should find the target audience? So now we just keep on talking about her ability. We just keep on talking about what she does. So when I'm getting towards the part where I think because she's a speaker, so she will want to talk to other person. So I'm getting towards that part where I feel like maybe it's getting like 2-3 minutes. I think she has to go. Then I will summarize what she said and say thank you. Like, hey, Jessica, thank you so much for your time. I'm so grateful you've taken time out to talk to me. Wow, it's so good to have someone help me, teach me about Facebook and tell me how to find the target audience so I can make more money. But do you think we can? I can have your email so I can update you as to the art that I'm running. Or if you have some time in the city, if you're still going to be in the city, can we maybe have lunch one of these days?
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. So now I've that's the most important thing I want to get from the discussion is the number, the email. So now lots of other persons are going to talk to her during this event. People are going to want to snap with her. People are just going to collect her numbers randomly. There's no point collecting someone's number randomly when the person does not
Okay.
know you. An email. I could put on the introduction and say, because she receives a lot of email based on her job title, I could say, hi Jessica, my name is Paul. We spoke about running Facebook advertisement during the last Studihub mastery class, and this is the result of the Facebook advertisement that I've been running. So this is. Do you mind sharing your calendar with me if you're free? Maybe we can talk about more. We can talk more about Facebook ads in time. So you see, I'm just keeping the conversation going and going and going. And one more thing, if I tell Jessica that I'm going to talk to her I'm going to send her an email this evening. I've collected an email, I've collected a WhatsApp number, but if I tell her I'm going to send her an email this evening, I have to make sure I send it. I send the email. The reason I'm going to do that is so that I would seem credible. I would see someone who is intentional and someone who really keeps to his or word. So if you take my number and say I'm going to call you by 5 o'clock, you have to. You have to call me on or before 5 o'clock. It's very important. If you tell someone, you go to someone's office and you talked about the job you're going to be doing for the person, and the person asked you to send a quote, and you told the person and say, hey, Desmond, I'm going to send you the quote by 5 p.m. or I'm going to send you the quote before the end of business day. Then you have to send it. Else, the more time you waste, the more promises you break, the more the trust you're destroying. The less the trust. The more promises you break, the less the trust. So I think that simple conversation would really tell you, like, it's easy for you to really make a conversation with anybody and anyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now we're back to Q&A. And we have some questions here. Now we have a question from Gideon. Now he said, could you please share the difference between compliment and flattery?
Okay. So Gideon, I'm seeing Jessica now. I'm seeing her now, and I'm talking to her right now. I'm just talking to her right now, and we're just together. And probably I'm seeing her for the first time. I could say, I like your hair. It's very good. That's not a flattery. It's a compliment. But when someone comes and tell you, like, you're shining like the moon, you are as beautiful as the sunshine I saw today. So you're just saying what's not there. Actually, you're saying what's not there. You're not. Okay, you're saying what's not there. You're trying to make me feel very good. You're trying to make me feel very, very nice with myself. But you're not really complimenting what you're actually saying. So when you're complimenting me, you're complimenting either my physical appearance, you're complimenting my intelligence, you're complimenting something you have observed and something that you can see. So I could say, Jennifer, I could say, Jessica, I love the way you run the community. It's what I can see. It's what I have observed. So I'm talking about something that I can see presently. Wait. I'm saying something that I can see presently that Jessica has. But when I am flattering somebody, I am not talking about something that is not there. I am just saying something who acts of the bloom to just make the person feel good. So people don't like flattery. Especially when you tell a lady and say, "Hey, you're so beautiful today." People don't take it. People don't take it very easily. Maybe you tell a lady and say, "I like the way you work." I like the way your red dress is worth dying for. Don't say that in any business environment, especially the one that was flying around the last time and somebody says you smell good. It doesn't make any sense for you to just say things that are unnecessary. When you're complimenting me, you can compliment my picture, you can compliment the newspaper on the floor. Say, I'm just using things that is in my immediate environment and telling you, it's what you can see. You can see it immediately. I'm just telling you about things that are in my immediate environment. I'm not being too pushy. And compliment doesn't have to be out of the moon. It doesn't have to be too much. I could just say, Jessica, you're looking very great today. Jessica, I like the red shoe you're putting on. So it's just very ordinary. It's just very ordinary. It's intentional. I'm not trying to get you to do anything. I'm not trying to make you see anything that you're not saying. It's just what I observed. So I think that's just the basic difference between flattery and giving someone a compliment. I'm gonna call. Hello, Jessica, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Gideon, you can unmute your mic if you understand. Hello, Gideon. Are you there? So while we wait for him, we have another question by Eri. From, he says, can you explain more on the word floodgates? Hello.
So before the webinar, we were talking about Jessica. Hi. So before the webinar, we were talking about opening discussions and talking to people. So the floodgate, you've like the natural flood. So when a flood is coming, it doesn't really care what's on its way. It doesn't really care where the flood is coming from or why it's coming. So it just gets to you as easy as possible. So it just flows towards your direction, and you just have to run away. The same thing. When you see someone for the first time, say anything that comes to your mind, as long as it is not insincere, like flattery, like what we were talking about. Flattery is something that is not sincere. It's for your own interest. It is not sincere. But just say something that you're thinking, like what is coming out of your mind, what you want to know or what you want to ask. Don't withdraw yourself backwards and say, what if I say this? Will the person complain? What if I don't say this? Will the person complain? What will happen? What will happen? Don't really bother about what will happen. Just open your mouth and just say something. Just open your mouth and just say, hello, hi, Jessica, hi, how are you doing today? And hello, hi, Jessica, where have you been? Hello, hi, I love the way you presented today. Maybe it's a driver. Maybe I'm in a taxi and I just feel like talking to a driver. I could say, hi, how's your family? Hey, hi, how's work been today? Hey, have you made any money today? So I'm just going to say anything that comes to my mind at that point in time. So I'm not going to overthink it. I'm not going to overthink if it's comfortable for you. I'm not going to overthink anything. The fact is that people are very lonely and people are waiting, people are begging for other people to talk to them. So if you overthink it, there's no way you will talk to other people. People are grateful when you talk to them. They are so grateful. I mean, have you ever spoken to somebody one time and the person says, wow, I'm so glad you called me. I'm so happy you've spoken to me. No one has spoken to me for a very long time. I mean, when you're going home, if you're going to a party today or you're going anywhere today, just ask the driver about his family. Ask the driver about his daughter. Ask the driver about his son. Ask the driver about his wife. Just say anything that comes to your mind. Trust me, that if that driver has been working for the past 6 months, almost no passenger has ever asked him about his family. No passenger has ever asked him about his daughter. They don't really care about if he has a daughter or if he has a family or if he's going through stress or anything. So the floodgate is just say whatever comes to your mind first. Don't think about it too much. Don't worry yourself too much. Damn the repercussion. Forget about the repercussion and just say something that comes to your mind. So I think that's it, Jessica.
Okay. Then we have one more question. And it's this question is, I would like to know how well or the steps I can take to relate better with other people.
Okay. So the steps you can take to relate better with other people is first of all, it's yourself. Yourself is the first step. I personally, while I was growing up, I could stay for a very long time. I'm somebody who I keep to myself. So personally, if I have a problem, I wouldn't tell you I have a problem. The best place I solve my problem is the library. Is the library. That's the best place I solve my problem. I will go to the library instead of me to say, "Hey, Jessica, I'm sorry, I'm going through this. Can you just talk to me about it?" I wouldn't call her. Maybe I am going through maybe emotional stress, or maybe I am going through the normal youthful exuberance kind of stress. What I would do, I would go to the library and look for a book that resembles the difficulty I am going through and just read about it. I might not really get everything, but I will just read about it and think and just say to myself that, hey, I've been able to solve this problem. But this is the way it is. If I want to be a better communicator, I have to first of all see myself as someone who people like. I have to see the best in myself first of all. That's the only way people will see the best in you. If I don't think I am the best at what I do, if I don't think I am good at what I do, nobody is going to think that I am good at what I do. If I don't think that I am the best communicator, if I don't think I'm the best graphic designer, everyone I see is just going to put me down. So the first thing is that you have to learn to like yourself. That's the most important thing. Until I personally started liking the way I talk, I used to get pissed off about the way I talk. I used to get pissed off about the way I behave. I used to get pissed off about anything. Even snapping pictures those days, I used to get pissed off. I think a whole year I could snap like one picture because I just think like, man, I'm not sure if I look good on picture. But ever since I started saying to myself that, hey, come on. I mean, you own your life. It is only one life. You own your life and God has given you this life. So you just really have to like your life and yourself. So ever since then, people just started listening to me because I listened to myself. People started wanting to talk to me because I want to talk to myself. So if you want to be better at it, the first thing is to like yourself passionately. Just think that no disparity here. If you're a Christian, it's good. If you're not, it's also good. But just think that you're the best person that God has created, and everything that is coming from your mouth is amazing. Everything that is coming out from your mouth is useful, and people listen to everything that you say. So that's the first thing. And another thing, aside appreciating yourself, the next thing you want to do, you want to really practice. See that everything that we've said here today will not hold water if you do not practice. That's the next thing. Like yourself and do it regularly. Just imagine talking to people as an exercise. I run regularly every day. So I do like 10 minutes. I do run. Every day I am increasing it by 30 seconds. So if I run today and I run 10 minutes, tomorrow I want to run 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Next tomorrow I want to run 11 minutes. The reason why it's this, every time I practice, my body gets used to it. Every time I practice, my muscle gets used to it. Every time I practice, my body just keeps on getting used to it. That's the same thing about talking to people. The first few times you talk to people, you will likely hate yourself. You won't feel good. But as you keep on talking to people, you will learn to like yourself, you will learn to trust your opinion, and you will learn to feel good. You will keep on liking yourself, you will keep on trusting yourself. So later, as time goes on, it will just be second to none. As time goes on, talking to people just seems like a natural thing to do. But you first of all have to like yourself. You next have to learn to listen to other people, and you just have to practice talking. If you like yourself, like you have 90%, 90% of the problem is solved just by liking yourself. The other 10% is just regular practice. That's all.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I learned a lot. Though. I learned a lot. I don't know about you guys, but right now I know that when I enter a taxi, in fact, I will ask the driver, please, how's your family? How are they doing? I'm going to start from there. Well, this is how yeah. So this is how we come to an end for this webinar today. I'm so happy that you all could make it. And I also hope that you learned something from this webinar, and if you did, you can share it with your friends, share it on social media, and don't forget to tag Studihub Digital Academy. You can, and you can send us a message. If you have any questions, any more questions, you can send us a message. You can check the comment section. You will see a link there that you can use. So thank you so much, guys. We'll see you another time. Bye.